You're listening to The Pete Sheppard Show.
It's good to be back.
Drake May for the game. Patting the ball. May scanning. Loads of time. He'll roll. He'll run. A sidestep. He's ready to throw. Nobody's open. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Oh my goodness. Stevenson. And May with an absolute jewel of an effort.
Unfortunately, the Patriots lost in overtime to the Tennessee Titans, but one of the most exciting plays of the afternoon yesterday, and another unbelievable week of action in the NFL. And of course, on Saturday in college football, we are going to get to it all. Saquon Barkley, the latest Avenger, he can leap over people in a single bound like Superman or your favorite Marvel character. We'll get it going today. Welcome to another edition of the Pete Sheppard Show here on the Coastal Sports Network. Checking us out across the video platform, as always, here Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 a.m., but today only until 9 a.m. We'll get to that in a second. We have a new sponsor to welcome on board as well. Thanks for following me at pshep326 on X or Twitter. Facebook, SR1029 The Game, SR1029thegame.com. Ion TV, powerful Jedi as they are. Ion TV, Tampa Bay. CSN, Florida, Rumble, Kick, Spotify, LinkedIn, Twitch, YouTube, and also at Tampa Joe's on the Facebook page up there in Tampa, great sports bar. And you can call or text the show, 727-858-6650. What an unbelievable weekend of college football and NFL yesterday. I think yesterday may be the most exciting week so far for a lot of different reasons. Angels, Philadelphia Eagles hung on and beat Jacksonville. That was a hell of a game. A lot of fun there. Saquon Barkley, good God almighty. They broke down his leap in that game yesterday about 5,000 times on ESPN this morning. Herm Edwards was going to have an orgasm right on the air. It was just hysterical. We'll get to that. The Raiders fired a bunch of people overnight, in case you missed it, because they suck. Dak Prescott is going to be out for the Dallas Cowboys, it seems, for a little bit with a hammy. They're in trouble. They stink. My Patriots didn't quit, but nevertheless, a tough loss in Tennessee. They are what they are, but Drake May is the real deal. That kid is absolutely amazing already. Pulled off, you just heard it, and we'll show you the video afterwards. An amazing last-second touchdown to send the game into overtime, and then unfortunately, they lost the game, but still covered. As I said, there's so much NFL news. The Atlanta Falcons, they said, beat Dallas. Last night, the Minnesota Vikings continue to roll. They're doing a great job there. The Patriots-Tennessee game was kind of hideous to watch, to be honest with you, in the for the first half and really first 2.5 quarters. But then it got really interesting. We'll get into all of that. College football, some unbelievable upsets over the weekend. Louisville over Clemson, which is one that I liked. My Hurricanes took a bit, came back and freaking steamrolled Duke. I mean, Cam Ward just absolutely phenomenal with 5 more touchdown passes. Penn State cannot get out of their own way. It is absolutely amazing to me. Franklin's 1-12 right now as against Ohio State, or Penn State is the last 13. Franklin cannot get out of his own way. Then he starts yelling at the fans going out of the game the other night. And how about Jason Kelsey? We'll show you that video as well. And some asshole fan went up to him and started busting his chops a little bit about his brother and, making derogatory remarks about his brother dating, Taylor Swift. And he wasn't going to have any of it. I don't blame him. I've had it. I've had it with these fans. You know what? You don't have the right to keep doing what you're doing. Now, probably Kelsey should have walked away, which we'll get to. I'll show you the video. But he took the kid's cell phone and smashed it right in front of him. I think the fans, and again, it's a very small sample of fans. It's probably less than 1%, are becoming so disrespectful. And you think you can do whatever you want to any public figure whenever you want to. Well, you can't. There's going to be repercussions. And Jason Kelsey showed people that there were repercussions. Raiders fired offensive coordinator Lou Getsy, offensive line coach James Gregg, and quarterback coach Rick Scangarello. I don't know if Tom Brady had anything to do with that while he was broadcasting his game yesterday, but nevertheless, they're gone. So lots to get into. We got an NHL and NBA rundown. My Bruins, and I'm taking credit. It's about me because it's my show. After my tirade against them on Friday, after they got humiliated 8-2 by the Carolina Hurricanes on the road on Thursday, I went on a tirade about them on Friday. And since then, they haven't allowed a goal. They blanked the Philadelphia Flyers in Philly 2-0 or 3-0, and they blanked the Seattle Kraken yesterday at the Garden. Weird game, 5 o'clock in the afternoon of Sunday. That's an odd time. But anyway, I didn't interfere with the Patriots, so we could whatever, even though that game went really long. And they blanked the Kraken yesterday 2-0. So they seem to be, at least for the moment, back on track. Like I said, that's why you don't fire coaches. They'll give everybody a chance. You saw they couldn't have reached a lower point early on in the season than they did, losing 8-2 to Carolina. But it shows you a little something, doesn't it? They come back and blank 2 teams in a row. So with that, we say good morning to the one and only Angel Martinez, who's I know a little under the weather today. So I want to keep the show up until 9 o'clock this morning. I'm going to cram everything in, but you've been busy. By the way, the Christmas commercials have already started. It's obnoxious. And if I see one more political commercial, tomorrow, I should put a poll. I forgot to do this, Angel. What am I looking forward to more tomorrow? The college football playoff first poll coming out at 7 o'clock on ESPN or the actual election? I'm looking more forward to the college football playoff poll coming out, the initial one. If I see, I don't care who you're voting for, I go out and vote and whatever it is. If I see one more vote, especially here in Florida, about Amendment 3, Amendment 4, political this, political that, I cannot stand it anymore. And it's everywhere. You can't get rid of it no matter what. But anyway, that aside, an incredible sports weekend. Angel was very busy. How are you this morning, sir? What's going on?
Good. Yeah. Feeling a little under the weather-ish for sure. But, you got to realize there's going to be political stuff until 8 o'clock tomorrow night. And then, the real
It'll get way worse. So they don't get way worse till January.
Oh, yeah.
No matter who wins, you sucked, you rigged it, you did this, you suck, he sucks, she sucks, everybody sucks. And I just mute. That's why we do sports for a living, to get away from all that stuff. I can't wait for the college football playoff poll to come out at 7 o'clock. That's what I'll be watching.
No, that's going to be good. I think that's where a lot of folks are going to end up being watching as well. But yeah, speaking of, obviously they're calling for heads. Sirianni, Franklin, Pennsylvania pretty much are putting in their own votes for new head coaches because they're both done. And Eagles fans finally are starting to realize that obviously, jump on the bandwagon, jump off the bandwagon. And now they're saying, no, that's it. That Mickey Mouse of a game, what it was yesterday against Doug Peterson and the Jacksonville Jaguars. It is time, and I'm glad everybody's starting to see what I see, which is an absolute travesty of a train wreck. What is Sirianni? So yeah, it's time for him to.
It can't be a train wreck, Angel, when you're 6-2. It's not a train wreck. You can disagree with a lot of things he's done, and I understand that. By the way, that fumble that Jacksonville got I don't know how that was ruled a fumble, to be honest with you. The one that they scooped up. I mean, Philly jumped out to a big lead. They're up. They made a lot of plays, Angel, when they have to, and I think. I understand your trepidation about Sirianni. Rightly so. I understand that. But yet they keep winning. They're doing what they need to do. They're 6-2. Washington's only ahead by half a game because they played another game. They're 7-2. The Cowboys are going nowhere. So your team's going to be in the playoffs. There's no question. Barring any serious injuries, your team's going to be in the playoffs. And then we'll see what happens there. But at least, they made a lot of plays. They could have. That's a game maybe last year at the end of the season they would have lost. Having that big lead would have lost. And they found a way to get it going, to keep it. But, we'll get to all that. I think you got a pretty decent team. There'd be a lot of people that would love to be in your position at 6-2 but just about halfway through the season. You got a plus 44-point differential. You're 3-1 at home. You're 3-1 on the road. You're 1-0 in the division. And you're 3-2 in the conference. That's not bad. It's
not bad, but as soon as we get in the playoffs, we'll be right out of the playoffs.
Well, you don't know, and you're one Saquon Barkley drop in week 1 away from being 7-1.
Yeah, but although yesterday a little grimace to him when it came to his back, and then AJ Brown went out. He went out of the game with because of his knee.
Yep.
Hopefully, it's just a little small contusion. But again, you lose. First of all, you lose Saquon. That's going to be devastating. Number one, and then you lose AJ Brown once again. It's not going to be as good. So I don't know. We'll shall see. But for me, Sirianni still needs to go. Don't care.
Well, I watched a lot of that game yesterday, and we'll get into it when I play the highlights of that one. And of course, Buffalo beating Miami. You'll have to wait till 7:30 to hear from our friend.
Our beloved buddy in Miami.
The explanations are just, and our friends at Total Sports Rep do such a great job. We need like a sponsored Mike McDaniel segment. Anyway. And by the way, if you don't mind, I'm not quickly. We're gonna. I want to. Let me put my glasses on for this. This is like a big thing. Welcoming one of our new sponsors. Yeah. My good friend Lou DiMuzio, and he is the president and founder of ACE Technology Advisors. They are tech specialists, IT tech specialists. At ATA, they are able to craft, implement, and manage the best and most appropriate solution for your business. They leverage the industry-leading experience and our portfolio of technology partners to improve your best practices and infrastructure. These guys are fantastic. They're great IT people. You can check them out. You can call them at 888-599-4223, 888-599-4223, or check them out at www.acetechadvisors.com. They're based on the East Coast in Florida, Daytona Beach area, Delray Beach area, I should say. But they are, worldwide company, what they do. So thank you for sponsoring the show. Great job. Lou DiMuzio, know him online through Facebook and social media for many years now. He's from New England originally, but he's been down here over 20 years in Florida. Also a huge Patriot fan and a huge University of Miami supporter, season ticket holder, all that stuff. So he's the one that organized that trip for all of us to Gainesville earlier this year, and we had an absolute ball in that game. And we will get to the Gators and college football as well. And Josh Prey has a couple of great videos out there as well. But so we welcome ACE Technology Advisors, aka ATA, and president and founder Lou DiMuzio, who we're going to have on later in the week, and he'll tell you more about it. But we welcome that, and a few more other things lined up on the way as this Coastal Sports Network continues to grow. Obviously, a huge part of it because of Angel Martinez and what he's done to put this thing together with the webpage and the app and everything else. It is this guy. I know I brag about him all the time. He does stuff that people are paying big time radio stations to do with 9 or 10 people, and he is doing it on his own. It's just amazing what you've done to put this thing together. It's so easy to navigate. It's fantastic. And a lot of people could learn from what you have done over the last several months here, Angel. Great job as always. And I feel bad that you're under the weather today. I know you had a lot of family stuff you were doing. I know you're busy with USF as well. By the way, we'll get to that. How about that little grudge match going on? I love it. I think it's great for the state. I think it's great for Florida once again. I mean, that's turning into Yankees, Red Sox, USF, and FAU. That was beautiful.
Sure is.
Well, it's, and the handshakes and the non-handshake. Well, that's what you get, FAU. You ran it up on them last year. I mean, so, I mean, fair is fair. It's not their job to take their pedal off the metal. Plus, I won some nice shekels with them on Friday night. It's fantastic. Did you go to that game? Were you there?
No, that was at FAU.
Oh, that was at FAU. I didn't know if you'd make the drive to Boca.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, thanks. I don't feel like getting bleached.
It is a beautiful day here in Southwest Florida. By the way, hopefully where you are. It was a beautiful, absolutely 10 of a weekend. It really was around here. It rained here for about 35 seconds on Friday. That was it. Just absolutely gorgeous down here. It's 68 degrees right now, sunny. Everybody get to daylight savings time, right? Everybody get through it. The spring ahead, fall back. Hopefully everybody did that.
That's the other thing that drives you. I think that drives me more bananas actually than the goofy campaigns that we talked about at the top of the show.
Yeah.
They make it such okay. Two things actually. One was the whole fallback thing. The other thing was during the Cardinals Bears game, they spent 12 minutes on it's starting to rain here. They're closing the roof. Look, the roof is slowly closed. They can't do it fast because if they do, are you freaking kidding me? And then it's all the people like, oh, I feel so refreshed because I got an extra hour. When is it that people are going to realize it doesn't make a difference? It really doesn't.
Well, here's where it makes a difference. It makes a difference if you're doing you have to get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday for whatever reason. If you have to work an early morning shift on a Sunday, it makes a difference then because you get an extra hour's sleep. But yeah, but it does throw you off, Angel. It gives you it does throw you off, and certainly threw Luna's sleeping pattern off. She was up at 4 o'clock in the morning. We're usually up at 5:30, even on weekends, 6 o'clock tops on weekends. We might go back afterwards and lie down for an hour, but I mean, it's usually we're up. We're going to take the dog out and feed her, and have our coffee and get it going. But you're right. But it does mess you up for like a day, doesn't it? Don't you feel you felt a little off yesterday as well? I mean, it was 11 o'clock. It usually be 12 o'clock, and I'm like, this is where I start my first cocktail before our 1 o'clock football, and I had to wait. And you wait a little while, and then it does throw you off of that initial day. I think just a little bit.
For me, though, what I end up doing, because the night before, I just turned the clocks back already because it makes no sense to kind of wake up in the morning. Because I would just say for me personally, it's never made a difference because once I adjust the time clock, it's like, whatever. You might mentally think about it as far as like, okay, usually this show starts. I agree with you there, but other than that's it. The one thing I was kind of surprised about too yesterday was, and I don't know, maybe it was something with the time. I have no idea. We were down in Tampa dropping my dad and my sister off at the airport, and then we decided to go down to Sparkman Wharves.
Nice.
There was two groups of guys sitting outside of the Publix that's right downtown. Mm-hmm. And I don't maybe Bud Light, since they can't sell it, they must have had buy a case, get a case for free. There must have been 24 guys sitting there. This is at 10, I want to say 30 in the morning, sitting there drinking cases of beer. And then as we went to Shortwave Coffee to
a man unwind.
It must have had something, but I know we went to Shirtwave. We grabbed some coffee, watched the cruise ship that was there from Royal Caribbean, the Serenade, which was really nice. And then we started leaving, and there was a lady having lunch by herself with a glass of wine. And I thought, am I missing something? It's not even lunchtime yet, and everybody's just out here just drinking away. But I guess
they're off by an hour. The old saying it's 12 o'clock somewhere. Well, that's changed. The 11 now it's 11 o'clock somewhere is the new 12 o'clock somewhere. Remember that? Yeah. And look, what time do you think they were drinking? Even without the time change, but what time do you think they started drinking in Jacksonville for Florida and Georgia? Did you see the highlights in the morning? College game day, and I saw some Sports Center stuff early in the morning. And I think Mia even talked, and she was there going to find out if she got her steak from Ruth Chris or not. But, I mean, they started lining up there the night before, start partying for that one. And that was a hell of a game that the Gators could have won. They lose that. We'll get into that. But just, I think 10 or 11 o'clock on Saturdays and Sundays now is the noon. It's noon somewhere. Well, now it's 10 or 11 somewhere. And I think most people, in most stadiums anyway, if it's a 1 o'clock game, wherever you are, you start at 9 o'clock, 9:30. Most people do.
They do. They start. Listen, I could ever. If I had the opportunity to be able to go to college for 4 years, there's no way in the world they'd be able to make it the way these kids do. Because oh my God, it's insane how much they can. And not every university, I understand that, but the major universities, it just seems like, okay, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Yep, come on, let's get the tailgate going so we can be drunk by 9. But I guess they enjoyed themselves, all part of it.
And I don't get that part of it. I don't know why you have to get so obliterated, and then you can't even walk into the stadium. And there's so many fights now in the stadiums and everything else. Now coaches are getting into it, fans, and I don't know. There's a lot going on. We got a lot to discuss. So we got a lot to get into. So let me start with my beloved Patriots. Yesterday, it was not a great game to watch initially. It turned into a very exciting game. I was on a meter show on WEI yesterday morning, returning the favor, him and former Providence College and Iona head basketball coach Tim Welsh. And, we were talking about I said the first one to 16 is going to win. We'll just go with the first. And I wasn't too far off. It ended up being a pretty exciting game. Early on, it looked like the Titans were the first series were copying a page right out of Jacksonville against the Patriots in London, which I thought the Jets should have done, but they did. They marched right down the field on the Patriots and scored and went up 7-0 here.
Where are you? Yeah, the stuff down there on the field. He's huge. It's a throw. Rudolph makes the connection. Nick Vannett into the end zone. A touchdown. What an opening drive for Tennessee.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't. They went up 7-0, and it looked ugly. And I'm like, oh my God, they got to make adjustments here. Are they going to make adjustments? I don't know. They eventually did make adjustments, and actually went up here.
3 straight times. What do we get? 1 yard is all they need. That is Stevenson and a New England touchdown.
All right, that was thanks to Fox again. That made it 10-7 New England. Meanwhile, later on, Nick Folk. That was that. No, we'll get to the game-winning field goal in a second. But later on in the game, the Tennessee Titans struck again.
Mason Rudolph. Enough time to scan and throw. End zone touchdown. Westbrook Akine.
Yep, that made the score 17-10 Tennessee, and you heard me play the highlight in the final play. And you know what? I'm going to show. Let's show the video here, Angel, if you could, on my Twitter page, and scroll down to see how the Patriots tied it in amazing. It's down under Boston Sports Info. You will see it. And this is the last play of the game, in case you did not see the video of regulation. An amazing scramble, a touchdown throw to Ramondre Stevenson. This is how it went down yesterday in Nashville. Talk about drinking early.
Yeah, and I picked your Patriots to win. Boy.
Well, they covered.
Drake May for the game. Patting the ball. May scanning. Loads of time. He'll roll. He'll run. A sidestep. He's ready to throw. Nobody's open. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Oh my goodness. Stevenson. And May with an absolute jewel of an effort. Drake May for the game.
That was incredible. And he is. He's got Steve Grogan-type numbers as far as rushing the ball. He was the leading rusher yesterday as well for the Patriots. 95 yards on 8 carries. And they're all legit. It really was. And God bless him. I mean, he putting up Steve Grogan-type numbers, a great quarterback for the Patriots back in the day. Really one of the first running quarterbacks. My man from Kansas. One of my first professional interviews I ever did as well with a pro player. Great guy, but Drake May was 29 of 41 yesterday, 206 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. The one at the end was tough in overtime after Folk had kicked a field goal with 2:32 left, a 25-yarder. And the Patriots ended up losing. They had a chance, obviously, to win the game at the end, but Amari Hooker's second interception of the game clinched the win against the Titans with 2:07 left. I actually thought that game had a chance to end in a tie. But Drake May drove the patch to the Titans 5 and scrambled around looking for someone to get open. That play took almost 12 seconds, Angel. 11.82 seconds to find Stevenson for the touchdown. The second longest time to throw a touchdown pass since 2016, when the NFL started using next-gen stats to track something like that. After the game, head coach Gerard Mayo.
We got to be better. I have to be better. Coaches have to be better. We go back to the drawing board. Have to be able to, run the football. Obviously that was disappointing. I think Drake was probably our leading rusher today. You never really want your quarterback to be the leading rusher, and that's in all facets. We got to be able to move guys off the line. I thought, their defensive line did a good job. I mean, they were hard to handle inside, especially 98, and we knew that coming into the game.
Okay, but one thing I can say about the Patriots here, frustrating, still some coaching decisions that I do not like with Gerard Mayo and Alex Van Pelt from an offensive standpoint. But I will say this, they adjusted pretty good defensively. I thought they were going to collapse in the first quarter after Tennessee drove right down their throats, running the ball, gashing them, and everything else. They made a lot of adjustments, and twice the Titans had first and goal. Twice. First ended with Rudolph's tip pass, intercepted in the end zone. They settled for a 21-yard field goal by Folk, tying it at 10 inside the final minute of the third. And then Pollard's 8-yard touchdown run on first and goal was wiped out by a holding penalty by Josh Wiley. There were some times in that game where you couldn't get 5 seconds of play without a. There was it seemed like 8 consecutive plays, either the Patriots or the Titans with a penalty. Very sloppily played game in so many levels, but. The Patriots will be at Chicago next week. Titans visit the Chargers. Patriots fall to 2-7 now, and the Titans improve to 2-6. So there's your little Patriots recap. An exciting game yesterday, nevertheless. I still go back to the Miami and the Seattle games. They were very winnable games for them. But it is what it is. You're seeing it. I'm so glad Drake May didn't practice all last week at all. He cleared concussion protocol on Friday, and they tested him with. I get they were banging him with what did they say? Some sort of bags and everything, and then took brain scans again to make sure everything was fine. He looked fine to me, and he played a hell of a game, keeping him in the game and overcoming some of the bad coaching, I think, by Gerard Mayo and company. It's very frustrating, but I will say they didn't give up. They haven't quit yet this year. They really haven't. And they made some pretty good defensive stops when they needed to yesterday, but it's just not good enough. They can't overcome some of their deficiencies. They're just not good enough yet offensively. Penguin Daisy says, good morning, fellas. Packers sucked. Coaching sucked. No pack, no. Sounds like a political campaign for somebody. But yeah, and you said, and we were talking about this closing the roof. Where was it? Where was it hailing yesterday? Arizona? Is that where it was hailing?
It was raining.
Yeah. Oh, it was hail though. It was hailing at one point, and I noticed it. And then they talked about it on Red Zone. It was little pellets.
Yeah,
coming down.
But they started closing up the roof. The only thing that was just, it was like, okay, listen, I get it, whatever. They're going to close the roof. It was more, I think more people probably got more enjoyment of them closing a freaking thing than the actual game itself, because it was an overkill. 12 minutes, like, look, it's almost closed. Like, we get it. We understand it. Okay. But either way, Bears should have won that game. They should have won that game, but because the Cardinals did not look all that great.
Yeah, but I picked the Cardinals to win that game. Caleb Williams got hurt at the end of the game, and I thought Arizona would win. By the way, my NFL picks against the spread heading into tonight's game, which you got to let Kansas City tonight. I'm sorry, it's like a quadruple mash unit for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, what they have on the injured list. I'm not sure if anybody other than Baker Mayfield is going to be able to play. They got nothing on off. It's incredible. You got to like the Kansas City Chiefs tonight, -8.5 or 9, whatever it is. But I did go 8-5 against the spread yesterday in my NFL picks. 2-3, unfortunately, in my college picks, thanks to freaking Penn State. 2-3 in my college picks. But nevertheless, I'll take 8-5 against the spread in the NFL. And if Kansas City covers tonight, that'd be 9-5. That's not too bad. Gabe Morency, by the way, was unbelievable this weekend in his major picks. And then he put out a 10-team parlay yesterday, all NBA stuff, whether prop bets or whatever. Went 10-0. Went 10-0 on in the parlay. Gas Pump Guy says, good morning, fellas. Hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, I had a great weekend. The Angels was more busier than mine. Peanut Gallery, we were supposed to have a little party yesterday. It was our turn to host at our place, but had to cancel. Peanut Gallery was not feeling well and could barely stand up. Had a really horrible back issue going on, and we just couldn't do it. Despite the wonderful food that we had that we didn't cook. The only thing we did cook was just threw in the oven with chicken wings. Had some brisket, Angel, some cornbread. Had all the fixings ready to go because we always do the opposing teams menu list. So Patriots were playing Tennessee. So obviously wanted to do a little barbecue and tribute to Nashville. But another day, another time. But all right, time for our first quick break. As I said, I already read the commercial, but we welcome our new sponsor, Ace Technology Advisors, my good friend Lou DiMuzio. He's the president and founder. Unbelievable stuff. At ATA, they're able to craft, implement, and manage the best and the most appropriate solution for your business. We leverage our industry-leading experience and our portfolio of technology partners to improve your best practices for infrastructure. You can call them at 888-599-4223 or check them out on www.acetechadvisors.com. Lou is the man, unbelievable guy. Originally from New England, down here in the Delray Beach area for over 20 years now. That company is kicking ass and taking names. They're doing a great job. And he's a huge University of Miami fan. But this company is not only for Florida, it's nation and worldwide. So we welcome, since we have that, we have a national and worldwide audience. We always say it. It's unbelievable. Ireland, hello. Kazakhstan, hello. Japan, hello. Vietnam, hello. And I mean, Angel keeps track of all this stuff. We are being heard and followed around Kuwait. Hello, good morning, and to all the troops and everybody around the world, wherever you are. Thanks for checking us out and appreciate your service. All right, when we come back, more NFL highlights. You know who's coming up next. Plus, tons of NFL highlights, and then we will hear from Josh Prey. Got a couple of doozies today. And I don't know if Angel listened to the videos yet. I like it when you don't listen to it. Good. Because you get a more spontaneous reaction. Absolutely hysterical. His rant about the Miami Hurricanes, now number 4 in the country, by the way, and the Tennessee Volunteers once again. All that part of the Pete Sheppard Show here on the Coastal Sports Network.
Hi, folks. This is Gerard Moynihan of Moynihan Lumber, and I would like you to know that our company has been selling Anderson windows for over 60 years. See the complete line of Anderson windows at any of our 3 locations in North Reading, Beverly, or in Plastown, New Hampshire, or at MoynihanLumber.com.
What's up, Southwest Florida? Jimmy the Beef Guy here. Fort Myers, we answered your call. We're pumped to announce the opening of our 2nd location. It's on 41 just north of the Edison Mall. And guys, nothing's changed here. The beef, the sausage, the breaded steak, our Maxwell Polish. Now serving you in 2 locations, Fort Myers and Bonita Springs. And don't forget, if you're having a party, check out our catering menu. Hey guys, when you're at the counter, don't call it gardenia. It's pronounced Jardiniere.
Phil Castanetti, Sports World in Saugus, Massachusetts, is New England's place to buy or sell the finest in sports memorabilia. For over 35 years, Sports World has offered the finest in sports collectibles. Last month, you might remember Tim Thomas, legendary Bruins goalie, returned on October 5th. What a turnout it was. And now a new event coming up. On Saturday, November 30th, it's Willie O'Ree. Yes, the original Jackie Robinson of the National Hockey League. He'll be signing autographs to the public, $25 each. There'll be photos, pucks, and cards available. Phone orders are welcome. Just call 781-233-7222 for more information. Sports World in Saugus. Be there.
Ion Tampa Bay is the latest news, weather, and traffic for Pinellas, Pasco, Ellsboro, Hernando, and surrounding communities. Stay connected on X, Facebook, and their website, iontp.com. Ion Tampa Bay keeps you informed on breaking news as it happens. Southwest Florida's newest game in town. Sports Radio 102.9, the game powered by Ion Tampa Bay. We'll be right back.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute?
When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can, making sure they're safe and comfortable. But it's just as important that you take some time for yourself. At AARP, we can help with information and useful tips on how you can maintain a healthy life balance, care for your own physical and mental well-being, and manage the challenges of caring for a loved one. Because the better care you take of yourself, the better care you can provide for your loved one.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
All right, class. Let's hear what everyone did this weekend. Jill?
Well, I raised my older sister to a big oak tree. It was at least 100 years old. My mom said I must have set a record or something. And then we went down by a stream and perched up on this huge rock and saw all of these little minnows swimming around way below us. And then I rescued my little brother from an evil slug king who was guarding him in the bush fortress. And my sister and I brought him back to our super twig fort for safety. And then we all laid out and told stories until it got dark. And the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Wow. Awesome. Where were you, Jill?
Yeah. We went to the forest. It's not that far away. Anyone want to come this weekend?
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week and find the fun, adventurous you. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
The Pete Sheppard Show. It's fun for the whole family. If it's dysfunctional.
We really had a lot to play for, and guys wanted this one bad, so this will hurt, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing in the big picture. It just depends on what you do with it. So, I think the guys are motivated. Didn't see it coming down like this, but at the same time, you have to hunker down as a unit and come together and continue to progress, because we did show some progress, albeit not enough.
I can't stand it. The music was more fitting today than ever. Oh boy. We really had a lot to play for. Oh boy. And poor Mike.
Yeah, I think the guys are motivated.
He's running a loop.
The Wild Thing, Mike McDaniel. Hey, look, I know my team has their issues, okay, but I want royalties. I want royalties, because can you not watch him now whenever he speaks and not hear Tone Loc and Wild Thing in the background? I mean, just unbelievable. And we know the Miami Dolphins have had their issues, especially playing the Buffalo Bills, and the Dolphins are now 2-6, half a game better than the Patriots. I mean, just think about that. When you think about this division, and the Buffalo Bills are 7-2, and they probably clinched it by now. Came close to it. But that'll come back and win 30-27. I think one of the best bets of the day was take the over in that game. Nevertheless, it wasn't an easy victory for the Buffalo Bills, but you just knew in the end they were going to overcome it. They were going to win. They overcome. They adjusted. They adapted. Too much Josh Allen in this one. Meanwhile, yeah, it came down to an absolute gigantic field goal. But some of the highlights from it. I mean, Waddle had a 7-yard touchdown pass. I'm not playing any Miami highlights. This was the game winner at the end. Tyler Bass, 61-yard go-ahead field goal with 5 seconds left.
61-yard try for the lead. It is. He's got it. He's got it. He's got it.
Oh, my God. Kevin Harlan, one of the best in the business with the call right there in CBS. Josh Allen got emotional.
So proud of him. So happy for him. I got emotional in my little post-game speech out there. Just the trials and tribulations that he's been through out this year. Obviously missing one early in the day, hitting the pole on another. You know, he could easily put it in the tank. And 61-yard field goal to win a game against a division rival. It's what stories are made of, and I love him. I respect him so much. Everybody in that locker room is so happy for him, and he's our guy.
By the way, early on in the game as well, this touchdown pass to Ray Davis put the Bills up 20-13.
Allen out of the backfield. Davis, room to roam. Oh, he got by Fuller. He broke a tackle in there by Fuller, and he's off to the races. And a 63-yard touchdown catch and run. And the Bills have recaptured the lead.
Back and forth game. Josh Allen finished 25 of 39, 235 yards, 3 touchdowns and an interception. Tua Tagovailoa, 25 of 28. Very good game for him. 231 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Back and forth game between the two. As I said, Josh threw 3 touchdown passes after halftime. Miami's Tua and the teams traded leads 4 times combined for 7 consecutive scoring drives in the second half. The Bills continued their domination over the Miami Dolphins by sweeping the season series, and they've won 6 straight, 13 of 14, and 9 in a row at home over Miami. And with their best 9-game start, by the way, in 4 years since 2020, the Bills have built a commanding 4-game lead in the AFC East over the Jets as they seek a 5th consecutive division title. Miami, meanwhile, played what they considered their most complete outing of the season, only to drop their 3rd game in a row. They lost in a field goal in the final seconds for the 2nd straight week, following a 28-27 loss to Arizona. Chad Ryland's 34-yarder as time expired. But there you have it. The Bills win 30-27. One of the most thrilling games of the day. There were a lot of thrillers yesterday as well. Let's see what else. Oh, let's get to the Dallas Cowboys, shall we? And then we'll do a little college football as well. The Dallas Cowboys lost again. They're in serious trouble. We'll get to the Eagles too, but the Dallas Cowboys lost. Where is it? They lost to the Atlanta Falcons, 27-21. Getting our cuts here from our buddies at Total Sports Prep. So early on, Drake London.
Cousins climbing the pattern again. Up top for his red zone machine. Touchdown, Drake London.
Well, we showed you earlier on the first 3rd down of the game on the opening possession. Diggs matched up one-on-one. He won that one, but now he's matched up with a big body. London, he's become their slot receiver, was drafted to play outside. Zach Robinson, the offensive coordinator, loves him inside that number 2 position, and that's just a big body. High points the ball, and just not a lot of.
That made it 7-3 Atlanta in the first quarter there, thanks to Fox. And, I want to make sure. Yes, and then he got hurt as well. Man, oh, man, a lot of people had a prop bet with him, Drake London, anytime touchdown, and he got it. Meanwhile, later on in the second quarter, Falcons strike again.
Going to come. It's 4 over 3.
That's exactly what's happening. Cousins throws to the vacated spot, and Darnell Mooney can walk home for a touchdown.
Mooney!
Yeah, you can see this happening before the play. They just couldn't get lined up. It was man across the board. They had 4 defenders over 3. That tells you one of them is blitzing. Diggs was having a hard time realizing where he was matching up.
Yeah, and this one, Cousins was outstanding, 19 of 24, 222 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions there. Dak Prescott, 18 of 24, 133 yards, and a touchdown. Obviously, Dak Prescott had a hamstring injury in this game and eventually had to leave. But let's hear first from, the Falcons win at 27-21. After the game, here's Kirk Cousins.
So, how's it feel to beat the Cowboys?
Yeah, it's been hard for me, Mike. We lost to them in 20, 21, and 22. So, finally was able to get a win against them after a few years, and it was hard-earned.
You know your all-time record against Dallas?
I don't think it's very good. When I was thinking back to my Washington days and all the times we played them, I thought, man, they've gotten the better of me more often than not.
You're more than a year removed from the Achilles injury. How are you feeling now compared to week 1?
I think more so than the Achilles, it's more just a comfort level of playing quarterback. When I got here, having not played since week 8 from last year, just a little bit of rust, having the red jersey on you all training camp, not playing in live action. Just felt like it took me a little while to get going, not to mention, new play caller, new teammates, new team, new setting. And each week has kind of been a continued improvement of getting more and more on the same page. And I think it's also started to show with the production on the field.
All right, that was Kirk Cousins with Mike Florio last night on NBC. Dak Prescott, though, on the hamstring injury.
Got to get it looked at. Felt it, I guess the third play that I was in there on the little scramble to the left. Felt it, didn't think much of it, to be honest with you. And then the next play, throwing that the stop route to the field, pulled something. I guess felt a pull or felt something I've never felt. Tough to walk on it at that point. Saw the medical team and asked, could I make it worse? At that point, they said I wouldn't be able to protect myself, and they made the call to hold me out.
Dak Prescott also spoke on the mood of the team right now.
What's the mood of the team right now?
Obviously frustrated. Obviously, I feel like I said that last week, disappointed. Felt like we could get this one. Felt like this was a great one set up for us. And didn't get it done. For me to experience this, have this, add to the injury, CD getting banged up a little bit during the game, tough.
And Dak, when you say it's something you've not felt before, when you've not had an injury, you know what you can and can't play through? Is there something that you're going to have to see during the week to know how long this could last for you?
It's hard for me to say. I would say that I'll be out there next week. Once again, I've got to see. Luckily, I can say I've healed fast. I progressed fast on injuries and things, so I'm thankful for that. Got to get a picture of it. When we get a picture of it, I guess we'll see how bad it is, and it'll take a lot for me to not be out there, I'll tell you personally.
All right, Dak Prescott. Meanwhile, Mike McCarthy on Dak Prescott's hamstring issues.
What ultimately led to Dak leaving the game? Just pain, so no much more than that? Is that the deal?
Yeah, he has a hamstring that they're looking at. So.
And then testing tomorrow?
I'm sorry?
Testing tomorrow?
That's all I know right now. I have not spoken to the trainers about Dak Prescott.
More from Mike McCarthy?
Well, I think it's a little bit of part of the story. We just had some self-inflicted wounds. We had, the fake punt was a matchup. John, we felt strong about going into the game, so didn't convert that. But yeah, that's when got to a two-score, above a two-score lead. So we had plenty of opportunities after that.
Worst fake punt in the history of football. Absolutely beyond pathetic. And I don't know if you saw the highlight of that right after it. Seriously, Angel. Mike McCarthy had the tablet and did the whole, raised it above his head, wham, down. Great spike. Great spike by McCarthy in that one. Best one of the game. Also, the Cowboys had more issues. Ezekiel Elliott, we found out, about an hour or two before kickoff that he didn't even travel with the team because he was late for like 3 team meetings all week. They had enough of his shenanigans. Mike McCarthy talked about that.
Mike, can you talk about the decision with Ezekiel Elliott and what are your plans as far as talking to him or whatever going forward?
Yeah, I mean, Zeke's situation was clearly a team discipline situation, and that's we'll pick up Monday and see where we are.
Okay. I don't know Jerry Jones cut yet, but of course he spoke about it. He's still optimistic. The Cowboys are done. They're not going anywhere. Rick says, good morning, guys. I agree with Angel that Sirianni is not making the right calls in crucial moments. Eagles escaped a possible because Lawrence made a bad pass at the end. Lawrence also made a good scramble at the end to make it closer and covering that spread. But would Pete fire Sirianni if they lost yesterday? No. I would not. Not yet. I'm not a big fan of firing coaches in the middle of the season in the NFL. No, I am not. But I look. I understand the trepidation of it. Like I said, I think a lot of people would like to be where the Eagles are right now at 6-2. Before we get to the Eagles, and the one I can tell you this: yesterday, if this guy doesn't get NFL Defensive Player of the Week, I don't know who does. Caden Ellis, in case you don't know, linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons. He was like flies on dog poop everywhere yesterday. 13 tackles, a sack, and the stop in the backfield on Lamb that stymied the Cowboys on that 4th down. Unbelievable. I think that was a play that McCarthy smashed his tablet. Could have been that or the fake punt, but the Cowboys have just they've self-imploded. Not as bad as the Yankees did last week, but the Cowboys are 3-5. They are in serious trouble. Don't know how long Dak Prescott is going to be out, but we'll see what happens. They play your Philadelphia Eagles in Dallas next week on Sunday. That should be one hell of a game. Let me see. When is that game? Is that that is going to be that it's 4:25 on CBS. 4:25 on CBS. So that'll be the game of the week. That should be the Tom Brady game on Fox as well. So Atlanta wins 27-21. And the Cowboys are banged up and been in big trouble. Meanwhile, yesterday afternoon at 4:05, game started. The Jaguars went to Philadelphia at Lincoln Financial Field. One of the more entertaining games of the day, despite some Eagle fans, including Angel Martinez, want Nick Sirianni out. They adjusted. They overcame. They adapted. Whatever you want to say about their coach, maybe they're winning in spite of their coach. Like I said with the Patriots, maybe Drake May is bailing out some of the bad coaching decisions by the Patriots. But nevertheless, Philadelphia hangs on. A desperate Jacksonville team, they continue to falter. But the Eagles got it going early.
2nd down and 10. Hurts with time. Now looking end zone for Barkley. Got it! Touchdown! And there it is. The first points in the first quarter this year for Philadelphia.
That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. We had talked about that stat a couple of weeks ago, and that's the first time the Eagles have scored in the first quarter this year. Absolutely unbelievable. But this is the play that everybody is talking about.
3rd and 6 for Philadelphia. Hurts has time. Now locates Barkley out of the backfield. Barkley slips 2 tackles and picks up the first down, jumping up in the air to the 30. A gain of 14 for Barkley.
Out of moves right here, makes the first guy miss. The spin move at the last second. Bro. And then, what, Tiki, you're right. What is that?
Bro, we got to see this again. This kid is special, man. Just, you didn't even think to do that.
Unbelievable. You got to see it on video. I'm not sure if I have it yet, but if I do, we'll play it for you. Unbelievable. After the game, the Eagles hang on. They win 28-23. They jumped out to a big lead. Jacksonville came storming back. A couple of interesting calls that went Jacksonville's way. Nevertheless, after the game, the Eagles locker room reacts to the unreal Saquon Barkley play.
It was the best play I've ever seen.
I saw the spare. How the did he see him? I don't know, man.
Some guys are blessed.
I've never in my life ever seen a man do that. I don't even know how you plan that in your head. I don't even know how you think of that. But I've never seen a man jump that high at the weight he is and the size he is. It was just incredible. So probably one of the best plays I've ever seen in my life.
Crazy. I ain't never seen nothing like it.
I ain't gonna lie. I felt like a fanboy for a quick second. I had to snap back to who I was, but I was like, yeah, that was crazy.
What I think's so cool, there's going to be kids all over the country and all over Philadelphia. I really think about that, trying to make that play and talking about that play and like simulating that play as they play backyard football or pee-wee football. Like, they ain't going to be able to make it because that play, I think he's the only one in the world that could do that.
I'll get to that in a second. I want to get to Jalen Hurts there on responding to the Jaguars offense going on the run.
As you guys in the third quarter, you guys able to respond and get some key plays and be able to get this victory?
Can I get situated, please?
In terms of the way you guys maybe had a run at you in the third quarter, how are you able to respond the way you guys did as a unit to get this win? This way.
Can you say that again, please?
The way their offense came at you, they made some run at you in the third quarter. Look at the way you guys responded and made some key plays to get the win.
I think it was a great effort in the end of the game. You know, I think it came down to that. I have to watch the film to really assess it. I think situationally we could have been better.
Can you form
I think we could have executed better in some situations, handled some situations a little better. But, you know, I just can't get off of N'Kobe and the play he made at the end of the game. It's a hell of a play, a big-time moment, you know, and my perspective is...
Right. You can stop it. That's enough.
You're trying to be prepared. You're playing the next play, and you want to be ready for the guys out there. And it was a tough one. We had to dig deep. Different challenges that we had to face, but I'm just proud.
They're very proud. And again, that play that everybody is drooling over, the dump pass to Saquon Barkley in the second, he faked out a defender, used that filthy spin move, then left another Jaguars defender flailing on the ground, pulled off a split leg, backward leap over Jacksonville cornerback Jerry Jones for the 14-yard gain. How'd you like to be in the film room in Jacksonville and have to go through that? The reverse hurdle stunned everybody, and the Jaguars set up the Eagles' field goal for that 10-0 lead. Barkley also had a costly mistake in that game, too, but he was overall, I mean, my goodness, outstanding. 27 carries, 159 yards, and a touchdown in receiving. He also had 3 catches for 40 yards and a touchdown. He more than likely could be the not only the NFC Player of the Week, but the NFL Player of the Week. He was that good. Eagles defensive back Avonte Maddox was flagged 18 yards for pass interference that helped move the ball to the Eagles 13 on one of the drives. But Jacksonville's second half rally ended when Trevor Lawrence's terrible pass, I don't know if you saw this, picked off in the end zone by Dean. It was an awful play. Devontae Smith was very good, nearly matched Barkley with a play straight out of a video game. That one-handed 25-yard touchdown grab, that was awesome. Very similar to Garrett Wilson's catch with the Jets on Thursday. Trevor finished 16-31, 169 yards, 2 interceptions, ran for 2 touchdowns for the Jaguars, including that 4-yard scramble at 4:04 left, which made the Jags cover, which made me happy at 28-23. So certainly the Eagles had jumped out to a big lead, and that one they were up 16-0 at halftime. I believe it was 22-0, and then the Jaguars went 16-6 in the third quarter, and then outscored the Eagles 7-6. But overall, a pretty good game. I think a good game and a good win by the Eagles at home. They improved to 6-2. The Jags fall to 2-7. I am stunned. Jaguars return home Sunday to play Minnesota, and the Eagles, as I said, they travel for Sunday's game against the Dallas Cowboys. So there's a lot of NFL highlights there. Rick says Barkley wasn't responsible for that fumble. Replay showed he was down. Yeah, no, I know. I couldn't believe. That's the play I was talking about. The couple of plays that went Jacksonville's way. I don't know how that was ruled a fumble. I thought his elbow was clearly down, and the ground caused the fight. His knee was down, his elbow was down, and that is a head scratcher to me. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe that they called that they ruled out a fumble. That was one of the worst calls of the year. But it happens. It's the NFL. We see bad calls in every game. Nobody's perfect, but that is an egregious error by the officials, I thought. Anyway, Angel is still down in his team. But you're going to beat up on Dallas next week, I believe. You're going to go to Dallas and you're going to kick their ass because they're going to have either Cooper Rush or Trey Lance at quarterback, probably Cooper. You should be in good position to win that game. You should be. The Cowboys are really banged up. It's Dallas. And regardless what you did play. By the way, Angel, I want to show you this. Now, it is a tradition at any Sheppard party or anyone that we go to for us Patriot fans, and I'm sure for many fans, right? When your team scores, we do a shot. Well, it got so bad last year. We were doing shots on field goals. We were doing shots sometimes just for the team to try to get a first down. It went from touchdowns to try to get first down. So, but yesterday it was just strictly touchdowns and field goals. But I will say this: Peanut Gallery found this. Can you see that?
Try to bring it closer to the camera. Squirrel?
Look, read that.
Squirrel chocolate pretzel?
Yeah,
butter chocolate pretzel. Where in the world did you find that?
Oh no, at ABC Wine and Liquors down here.
Holy moly!
Called Blind Squirrel Peanut Butter Chocolate Pretzel Whiskey. Blind Squirrel Peanut Butter Chocolate Pretzel Whiskey. Man, is it good after a field goal or a touchdown?
Is it as a shot?
Yeah, it's a shot, but you could like sip that, nicely over an ice cube or so. But it is really good. Do a little shot after a touchdown or a field goal. Don't want to get too hammered, but it's delightful. It really is. Blind Squirrel Peanut Butter Chocolate Pretzel Whiskey.
Huh, boy. And
it's fun for the whole family.
Now I'm not a whiskey person. Everybody knows I don't freaking drink. You know it.
I'm not a huge whiskey person. You would like this. I'm not saying to swig the whole bottle or anything.
No, right. No,
a little rocks glass, an ice cube or two, maybe even after dinner. That is you and the dynamic Debbie would love that. I'm telling you.
Huh.
Blind Squirrel Peanut Butter Chocolate Pretzel Whiskey. About that. Say that 10 times.
How far they've come as far as like for drinks and stuff to be able, even like certain beers. I mean, there's at least, I would say like 7 or 8 different breweries down in St. Pete area. And it's the same way. It's amazing how they've been able to, and without, chemically, putting all the
infusing liquor. I mean, look at all the different types of vodkas, the bourbons and stuff. I mean, you go to Kentucky and it's about the aging in the barrels and all that. But you're right. All the liquors, the infused flavors that they have now, and a lot of them are not sugar-based either, which is good. It's amazing what they've done.
That's freaking nuts. Huh. That's going to have to be on the let's try list.
If you're having a bad day, Blind Squirrel.
Go with a Blind Squirrel.
Peanut butter chocolate pretzel. Whiskey.
Okay. Speaking of, on a side note, I know we have...
Look at the squirrel. Look how cute he is. Don't let your kids drink it. Yeah. For cough medicine. I don't know. Back in the day, we'd have an Italian family. We'd have like a little blackberry brandy sometimes. Be as good. See, when I was growing up too, Angel, if we had a cold, I don't know about your parents, Vicks Vapor Rub was the worst. I mean, they rub it all over your chest, under your nose. And I don't know if your parents did that to you, but, you get a temperature like 101. You're staying home from school. You're 7, 8, 9 years old. The only thing that's good is you get to watch The Price is Right or something at 11 o'clock, and your mom's going to bring you soup and ginger ale. And I smelled a Vicks Vapor Rub for like weeks afterwards. It was awful. Just awful. I couldn't stand it. And it's just Vicks Vapor Rub all over you.
No, I didn't know if it was my grandmother or not who... Well, I know it was my grandmother, but she used to come up with like this stew thing. So if you were in New England, you were good. The only thing was, obviously, we lived out in Philly, so it was kind of tough, and my mom didn't know how to make it. Now, I don't know if it was just a combination of something that she had put together that was really good, that would take it out really quick, or she was just pissed off to make it because you were sick, because she wanted you to get better. One of the two, but all I know is she made this crazy concoction, rubbed it on you, and you were like $1 million, like less than like an hour later. But yeah, I said... Between the Vicks, well, it's the same way too. Like when you're like babies. I mean, you guys don't have kids, but you have Luna. But with baby, the one thing that used to drive me bananas is that. So when you're as a child, when you're teething, a lot of families either take, they dip their finger in rum or whiskey or something else and put it lightly on the gum because it takes away the itching and the screaming off from the baby. So the one time, it was it Isabel? I think it was Isabel. We're having a conversation, whatever, and then the lady says, "So how do you get your baby from stop, like kind of screaming when it comes to the teething part?" I said, "Oh, just take your finger, just put it like in a little bit of whiskey or rum, whatever you have available at the house there, and just lightly put it on the gums. I mean, you're not giving a kid a shot." And before I knew it, I had the state called on me. I'm like, the hell is the state getting involved for? What? So she called the state, and the state ended up paying a visit to the apartment. I'm like, the hell are they here for? So I started talking to the person there, and they were cool though. About 15 minutes into it, finally they say, "Well, apparently you must have had a get together at your home last week or something that was concerned for the child's welfare." I'm like, oh,
what a Karen! Oh God, that's awful.
Yeah, but
that's awful.
That's actually, that looks pretty good though. Now on the flip side to that, which you kind of want to put one or the other, but did you also see the story with the guy who owned the squirrel and then the government came and took and then euthanized the squirrel because he had as a home pet?
No.
Yeah, that was last week. So apparently he shared a video about like this squirrel. Huh?
In Tampa?
No. I know it's just north of us, but I don't believe it was in Tampa.
But a squirrel is a pet. It's a rodent kind of thing. It's no more different than a guinea pig or a hamster. What the hell is the difference? Why would they do that?
I don't know. The guy he shared a video about like the squirrel. Apparently it was like either a rescue or it came inside of the house, one of the two. But like the squirrel would be on top of the curtains. He would come home, jump on his shoulder. He would go to the kitchen. The squirrel would jump like on his shirt, and he would just give a little kiss and put it to the side. And then apparently the government decided to get involved, go get the squirrel, and then he euthanized it.
That's awful.
Yep.
Terrible. All right, Angel, quick break. When we come back, more highlights in the NFL. Great Dan Campbell speech, as always. Great stuff. The Lions go play outside and still kick ass in Green Bay. And then we'll get to some college football news and have a couple of great videos from Josh Prey that you're not going to want to miss. They are absolutely hysterical. All part of the Pete Sheppard Show. Short version today because Angel is a little under the weather and he's hanging in there like a trooper, like he is. All part of the Pete Sheppard Show here until 9 this morning here on the Coastal Sports Network.
Hi, folks. This is Gerard Moynihan of Moynihan Lumber, and I would like you to know that our company has been selling Anderson windows for over 60 years. See the complete line of Anderson windows at any of our 3 locations in North Reading, Beverly, or in Plastown, New Hampshire, or at MoynihanLumber.com.
What's up, Southwest Florida? Jimmy the Beef Guy here. Fort Myers, we answered your call. We're pumped to announce the opening of our second location. It's on 41 just north of the Edison Mall. And guys, nothing's changed here. The beef, the sausage, the breaded steak, our Maxwell Polish. Now serving you in 2 locations, Fort Myers and Bonita Springs. And don't forget, if you're having a party, check out our catering menu. Hey guys, when you're at the counter, don't call it gardenia. It's pronounced Jardiniere.
Phil Castanetti Sports World in Saugus, Massachusetts is New England's place to buy or sell the finest in sports memorabilia. For over 35 years, Sports World has offered the finest in sports collectibles. Last month, you might remember Tim Thomas, legendary Bruins goalie, returned on October 5th. What a turnout it was. And now a new event coming up. On Saturday, November 30th, it's Willie O'Ree, yes, the original Jackie Robinson of the National Hockey League. He'll be signing autographs to the public, $25 each. There'll be photos, pucks, and cards available. Phone orders are welcome. Just call 781-233-7222 for more information. Sports World in Saugus. Be there.
Ion Tampa Bay is the latest news, weather, and traffic for Pinellas, Pasco, Ellsboro, Hernando, and surrounding communities. Stay connected on X, Facebook, and their website, iontp.com. Ion Tampa Bay keeps you informed on breaking news as it happens. Southwest Florida's newest game in town. Sports Radio 102.9, the game powered by Ion Tampa Bay. We'll be right back.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true. By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying out different kinds of sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on some meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
The following is made possible by Dad.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling all over it.
The dad joke. Corny, grown-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
Why do you have to be careful when it's raining cats and dogs? Because you might step in a poodle.
And kids that spend more time with their dads grow up to be smarter, more successful.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
And with any luck, funnier adults.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? Because he didn't have anybody to go with.
Dad jokes rule. So take a moment to make a moment and give your kid a laugh. It's as easy as going to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
That's really funny.
Okay, men, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. I know you won't, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick and proud aunt. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing. But not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. 1 in 6. That little girl sitting alone at the playground, she can't play like the other kids. She doesn't have the energy because she's hungry. School lunch will be her only meal today. It breaks my heart that this is the reality in our country, but it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. This food is then provided to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about using your imagination, learning, and having fun. These children shouldn't have to miss out on simply being a kid because they're hungry. To find out how you can help end childhood hunger in your community, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Don't spaz out because your team lost. Let Pete do it for you. Now, back to the Pete Sheppard Show.
Drake May for the game. Patting the ball. May scanning. Loads of time. He'll roll. He'll run. A sidestep. He's ready to throw. Nobody's open. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Oh my goodness. Stevenson. And May with an absolute jewel of an effort.
What a great plays all year in the NFL. Unfortunately, it didn't carry over in overtime. Patriots lose. They do cover, by the way. They cover, but still, a lot of good feelings I have for the game yesterday overall for my boys anyway. And the losing effort, a couple of bad coaching decisions throughout the game again. But Drake May, leading rusher, Grogan-esque type stats for him yesterday, and he is the real deal, which is all I care about. And this song is one of the most underrated tunes of all time.
Sure.
How do you not like this song? It's amazing he didn't come up. Maybe he had more hits that I don't know about. Patrick Fernandez. This is just such a great song. You just get. Yes, it's good to be alive, especially after a great college football and NFL weekend. And speaking of being alive and well, the Detroit Lions, Angel, are alive and well as well. By the way, the most surprising game of the day was how easily Baltimore crushed Denver, 41-10. Lamar Jackson, 16-19, 280 yards, 3 touchdowns. Derrick Henry, 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. There are a lot of whales out there, Angel. A lot of whales that took the under in this game, 46.5. I didn't touch it because I didn't like it, but stunned at how easily because the Broncos were playing one of the best defenses in the NFL. By the way, the Tennessee Titans, it's hard to believe that a number one defense, which they were coming into the game yesterday, could be, 1-6. Mm-hmm. You don't see a lot of number one defenses coming into the game, 5 games under 500, and their special teams, though, is a killer. The Tennessee Titans special teams is a killer. A couple of big punt returns by the Patriots yesterday as well. But the Lions go into the not-so-frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, and they get it done, 24-14 against the Packers in that one. Got a couple of highlights for that one. Hang on. Yes, including this one. Jahmyr Gibbs, 15-yard touchdown run on 4th and 1.
Here is Gibbs. First down and more. Gibbs in for the touchdown.
Gibbs 15 yards for the touchdown.
Wow. A similar call that Hafley had made early in the game, a max blitz. They do the same thing, but Penei Sewell just walls off Preston Smith. You see these 2 unblocked defenders here, Green Bay. Gibbs sees it, and you crease the...
There it is. Anyway, a lot of Lions fans, that's Tom Brady on Fox yesterday. Jared Goff on hearing the fans chanting his name at Lambeau Field.
Yeah, pretty cool. It really is. It doesn't... I don't miss that. I don't miss hearing that. It's pretty cool. I heard it all, and our fans are awesome. And they came out and showed out again today. And it's a lot of fun to play for a team that has a fan base that travels, and obviously at home what they do for us. But it was really cool.
He was 18-22, 145 yards and a touchdown. Jordan Love, 23 of 39, 273 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception. Let's see. After the game, if we could, Angel, scroll down on my Twitter page to Dan Campbell in the locker room. I always like to show you the video if possible. Yes, it's under Adam Schefter. Dan Campbell, post-Packers win yesterday at the Lambeau Field.
Here we go.
Yep.
I don't think it matters where we play at. Doesn't matter about the conditions. We knew that coming in here. We want to know if we validated anything. Are we going to validate being able to play in the weather? It doesn't matter, man. That's just the way you're built. It's the way you're built. That's an outstanding win, man. That's 2 division wins. I am unbelievably proud of you guys. That's the way to come in and just ball. That's the way to ball, all right? I got 2 game balls. Number 1. All right, on defense, 4 tackles, 1 huge pick 6. Kirby jumps.
Hey, man, it's Zupa, man. But I just want to say, man, I appreciate all y'all, man. Could not do this without my team and the coaches, man. I just want to say I appreciate y'all and I love y'all, man.
Next one here. All right, on offense, just close the game out. 17 carries, 73 yards, 3 catches, 23 yards. And we talked about at the end, got the first down. We nailed this thing down. David Montgomery.
I wouldn't want to do it with another group of guys, man. I'm grateful and I'm blessed to be here, man. Let's do this thing, man. Let's go all the way. Yes, sir.
Win, man. Break it out.
Get it tight, man. Like I said the other day, man, as long as we going, we growing, man. Family on 3, family on me. 1, 2, 3.
Family, Penguin AZ. I know you're a Packer fan. Okay, shut it off there. Family. Yeah, that was the first game outdoors all year long. I think they have
see,
one more.
that's the difference, though. Meanwhile, back in Philly, give me a minute to sit down. Let me adjust. Yeah, get out of here. Oh, I'm so done with my damn team. I swear.
Stop it. I'm
done
going
with
to
it.
get a white glove and British slap you across the face. Snap out of it. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Just wait. I'm telling you, it's going to be Dallas Week. They'll promote all about Dallas Week and everything else. Watch Dallas show up next week, and then you'll have Sirianni yelling at people, "What do you want me to do? We're supposed to win." Get out of here with that dribbling nonsense.
No.
Oh, I'm so done with the Eagles.
Oh, you act like they're 2-6. They're 6-2.
They're 6-2.
They're behind in the NFC East.
Yeah, there for the moment. For the moment, I'm telling you, this dribbling idiot. I know it's bound to freaking happen when it comes to him, because it should be another easy win coming against Dallas. The way Dallas is playing right now, that team.
It's never easy, no matter what, especially on the road. It's not going to be easy, but stop worrying about sexiness of Eagles wins. They're winning consistently. They're finding ways to win, and there's a ton of teams. I'd love to be 6-2. Don't get so involved with the sexiness of wins. It's beneath you. Now, you want to talk about Joel Embiid? Oh, that's another story. We'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that in a second.
No.
Because he's going to be in trouble. You may not see him on the floor for a while. Besides the injuries, he's going to get suspended again by the NBA. And if you missed that story, we'll get to it in a second. Meanwhile, big highlight yesterday, Rams in overtime over Seattle.
Second down and 6. Fake to Williams. Stafford fires downfield. It is caught for a touchdown by Robinson. The Rams win it.
Oh, 237 shekels for me. That was outstanding. I had a 14 parlay, Angel, small money, but all 4 of them hit, and I needed the Rams -1. And thought they had it to the end. Seattle tied it, and then all I needed was a field goal. But I'll take the touchdown. But it was a nice. We hit 14 parlay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't do it often. I don't bet them often like that. Small money, but nevertheless, pretty decent payout yesterday. Meanwhile, last night, while some of you were sleeping or got jet lagged from the fall ahead, daylight saving time stuff, Minnesota and Indianapolis went at it last night in Minnesota, and the Vikings were down 7-0 until this.
Darnold throws on the run to Anderson. Did he bring it in? Yes! Great catch! Touchdown, Viking! Number 2 on the year.
Oh, wow. This is really something. First of all, the throw under pressure to get it out there and now extend. Was that one-handed? It looked like he basically caught it with one hand. Let's see. There's Addison going to fake the block right there. Let's see what and 1.5.
Yeah, Chris Collinsworth right there with Mike Tirico. I still hate little Collinsworth that does the pregame show. Before that, though, that play happened in the third quarter. But a lot of scoring in this game early. Here's how the first score happened, with Indy taking the lead on a crazy play.
Play action. Darnold thrown down. Ball out as well. As Grover Stewart took him down. There's a flag down as Kenny Moore is taking it in for a touchdown. So we got a lot to sort.
Later in the third quarter, it's tied at 7, but later in the third quarter, the Vikings strike again.
3rd and goal. Darnold throws to the goal line. Touchdown, Jalen Naylor.
That made it 14-7. Later on in the fourth quarter, Josh Oliver joins the party.
And he'll do a little play action here, looking for the tight end. Oliver! Touchdown! So they sneak a pass in instead of the run as they got close to the 2-minute warning. And Josh Oliver on the business end puts the Vikings up 10.
I think Kevin O'Connell just told us exactly what he thinks about his young quarterback in Sam Darnold. You're going to see Oliver come out the back end. You saw all the coverage, everybody up to stop the run, thinking a little like I was, they're not going to throw the ball here, but that was basically the same kind of motion. He threw the interception.
I'll tell you, if Sam Darnold doesn't get a comeback player of the year, if he qualifies, I'm not sure if he does. I mean, you think what happened to J.J. McCarthy to start the season, and Sam Darnold, all the O's and ahs on what he was going to do for him. and he has been basically amazing this year. If somebody like him doesn't qualify for comeback player of the year, then I don't know who does. After the game, Kevin O'Connell talked about the leaders on the field.
Justin, I thought, was phenomenal. I really felt him all game long from a leadership standpoint, which is, phenomenal to see, along with B.O. and C.J., Aaron Jones in that huddle. We've got some guys that I really lean into and rely upon, really across our whole team. Very fortunate to coach this football team.
Meanwhile, Sam Darnold says their blocking early in the game was big.
Our defense played incredible, I thought, most of the game. And then, our offensive line, our running backs, our receivers, our tight ends, the way that they were able to block throughout the entire game really kind of set the tone for the game. And that was kind of I felt like the reason we were able to finish the way that we did with that last touchdown.
All right, so there you have it. The Minnesota Vikings win again. Carolina, this was kind of a crazy game yesterday. They beat New Orleans.
We'll go to Hubbard. And Hubbard slides through the defense, breaks through the 5, toward the end zone, slides in safely. Touchdown, Hubbard.
Come in here and then just cut it back. There's the hole, but the vision right here to cut back. Poor tackling by that Saints defense again, but a really good job by Hubbard. Now they're going to go for 2.
Yeah.
23-22. The Saints had beaten them, I believe, 38-10 earlier in the season. Washington beat the Giants 27-22. No surprise there. Only surprise was a tad closer. Washington was favored by 4. They won by 5, so they cover. Daniel Jones, frustrated.
How frustrating is it to have another loss and just can't close it out?
Yeah, very frustrating. I think, tough position. We got to find a way to make some more plays and win these games. Very frustrating.
Brian Daboll, you talk about Nick Sirianni. Brian Daboll talks about the Giants going for it twice in the fourth quarter for 2.
With the 2-point attempt, is that an analytics thing, or is that something to explain your thought process there instead of just making it a 10-point game?
Yeah, something that we talk about during the week, and when we get into that situation, that's what we're going to do. But it's analytics based.
Thank you.
At what point does, you guys haven't been very successful with those 2-point plays. At what point does that kind of take over from that?
Yeah, I felt good about what we had, and they did a good job of stopping it.
See, Angel, do you realize how good you have it? You could be a Giants fan. You could be a Giants fan and have to deal with that all the time. You talk about incompetence, how this guy is going to not have a job when the season is over. By the way, Jones yesterday, 20-26, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 174 yards. Jay Daniels, 15-22, 209 yards, a couple of touchdowns in the win there. Malik Neighbors led the way for the Giants with 59 yards on 9 receptions, no touchdowns, and he had this to say after the game as well on the loss.
How frustrating is this for you to still lose those many straight and just not finish?
I think it's frustrating for everybody. I mean, nobody want to lose. I mean, we play this game so we don't lose, but I mean, it comes with the territory that the game that we play, we're going to lose. You just got to find a way to win. I mean, it's as frustrating as it gets. You just still got to find a way to win.
Yeah, Giants lose 27-22. The Washington Commanders, 7-2, first time since 1996. Let's see. How many losses in a row is this for the Giants? What, 5? 4, 5? Let me see. Again, Giants' own worst enemy. They fumble on the sack by Fowler, ruled an incomplete pass on the field. Washington challenged. They call. They win. Play started at the Washington 29, ended with Bobby Wagner recovering the fumble at the Giants 31. Major missed tackle by the Giants at a 3rd and 18 late in the second quarter. That was horrible, by the way. Led it to a first down. Sidney McLaurin's 18-yard touchdown run on the next play. Unbelievable. Commanders host Pittsburgh next Sunday. Giants travel to Germany where they face Carolina next Sunday. Is that not going to be one of the worst games of the year in Germany? And you guys, we get to watch that at 9:30 in the morning. I'm saying take the under right now. So, yeah, the Giants have lost 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. 4 in a row. They haven't won since they won at Cleveland on September 22nd. They've lost. Let's see. They lost home versus Dallas 20-15. They actually won at Seattle 29-20. But they've lost 4 in a row and 5 out of 6. So there it is. All right, quick break. When we come back, do some college football stuff for you. The AP poll and the college football new polls are out. Also, we've got a couple of great videos from Josh Prey, our favorite comedian from Southwest Florida, who's a big-time Florida Gator fan and is forced to become a Tennessee Volunteer fan. He's got a couple of great rants, one against the Miami Hurricanes, one about Tennessee. All part of the Pete Sheppard Show as we continue here on a Maniac Monday here on the Coastal Sports Network.
Hi, folks. This is Gerard Moynihan of Moynihan Lumber, and I would like you to know that our company has been selling Anderson windows for over 60 years. See the complete line of Anderson windows at any of our 3 locations in North Reading, Beverly, or in Plastown, New Hampshire, or at MoynihanLumber.com.
What's up, Southwest Florida? Jim and the Beef Guy here. Fort Myers, we answered your call. We're pumped to announce the opening of our second location. It's on 41 just north of the Edison Mall. And guys, nothing's changed here. The beef, the sausage, the breaded steak, our Maxwell Polish. Now serving you in 2 locations, Fort Myers and Bonita Springs. And don't forget, if you're having a party, check out our catering menu. And guys, when you're at the counter, don't call it Gardenia. It's pronounced Jardiniere.
Phil Castanetti Sports World in Saugus, Massachusetts is New England's place to buy or sell the finest in sports memorabilia. For over 35 years, Sports World has offered the finest in sports collectibles. Last month, you might remember Tim Thomas, legendary Bruins goalie, returned on October 5th. What a turnout it was. And now a new event coming up. On Saturday, November 30th, it's Willie O'Ree, yes, the original Jackie Robinson of the National Hockey League. He'll be signing autographs to the public, $25 each. There'll be photos, pucks, and cards available. Phone orders are welcome. Just call 781-233-7222 for more information. Sports World in Saugus. Be there.
Ion Tampa Bay is the latest news, weather, and traffic for Pinellas, Pasco, Ellsboro, Hernando, and surrounding communities. Stay connected on X, Facebook, and their website, iontp.com. Ion Tampa Bay keeps you informed on breaking news as it happens. Southwest Florida's newest game in town. Sports Radio 102.9, the game powered by Ion Tampa Bay. We'll be right back.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I gotta tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so...
Interesting?
Yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie. So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad, just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The Pete Sheppard Show. It's fun for the whole family, if it's dysfunctional.
3rd and 6 for Philadelphia. Hurts has time. Now locates Barkley out of the backfield. Barkley slips 2 tackles and picks up the first down. Jumping up in the air to the 30. A gain of 14 for Barkley.
Out of moves right here. Makes the first guy miss. The spin move at the last second. Bro. And then, what Tiki? You're right. What is that?
Bro, we got to see this again. This kid is special, man. Just, you didn't even think to do that.
I'll tell you what, another 3 inches, if that defender stands up, that cornerback, he's a soprano for life, let me tell you. But what a play by Saquon Barkley on the hurdle. Led to a field goal, put the Eagles up 10-0, and they go on to win the game, and Angel's upset about it. But Angel a little under the weather today, so I'll give him a little mini pass. But the Eagles nevertheless go on to win the game yesterday. Angel, if we could, before we get into our buddy Josh Praying some college football stuff, I did want to play this yesterday. The Bruins won 2-0. They beat the Kraken in Boston yesterday at the Garden. They have now had back-to-back shutouts after getting humiliated in Carolina 8-2. They did a tribute to Jack Edwards last night on Nesson, which I want to play. And Jack, for the last couple of years before he stopped doing games, everybody was wondering why he was slowing down. He appeared to have some sort of a speech impediment. Nobody knew what was going on. A couple of newspapers did an article about him that weren't very flattering, and I don't think they knew the entire story. But I wanted to play this in case you missed it yesterday afternoon. Well, a lot of you probably weren't watching hockey. You were watching football because it was a weird game. It was a 5 o'clock game at the Garden. They didn't want. Usually they'd schedule it at 1, but they're not going to go up against the Patriots. So they scheduled it on the Sunday for 5 o'clock. But on Nesson, Jack Edwards talked about it, and then he will address his issue about his speaking. And but I thought this was something that if you missed it yesterday, that a lot of people who know hockey, and Jack, longtime sportscaster locally in Boston, and then became the Bruins play-by-play guy. He also worked nationally on ESPN, called soccer for many years, was a Sports Center anchor as well. You see in some of the old commercials. But this was a great tribute last night about him. They honored him doing play-by-play for the Bruins for many, many years on television. And he also addressed what he calls the elephant in the room. So here you go.
It seems like a dream long ago. And I'm grateful and filled with thankfulness to get this opportunity to thank the Bruins organization and the colleagues who have supported me, and especially the players and fans. I've lived a fantasy life for 45 years. My wife, Lisa, homeschooled 3 kids, and she gave up part of her career to allow the kids more access to me throughout my regular schedule, and I was going to hockey games. And I'll address the elephant in the room. The doctors still don't know what's going on between my brain, which appears to be functioning normally, no matter what the fans say, and my mouth. But I'm getting used to speaking more slowly, and don't get as self-conscious as I once did on blurbering a word. I'm enjoying every day, and I'm working out.
Yeah, some great stuff there by Jack Edwards, and just a classic guy. I've known Jack for many years. Unbelievable guy. Was the ultimate homer hockey announcer for the Bruins, but that's okay. That's what you expect. He got some criticism. The Maple Leaf fans really hated him over the years for all the great calls, some of the great calls that he had against him. But that is something. So wishing Jack Edwards, his wife Lisa, a tremendous lady, as you said, homeschooled 3 kids, but. It's great to hear Jack do that and address the. I think it took a lot of courage and a lot of bravery, a lot of heart to do that. There's not a lot of people out there, especially broadcasters. He would go out like that and tell people exactly what's going on. And the frustrating part about it is the doctors can't really figure out what is going on. At first, when I heard it, I was like, geez, maybe he's got Parkinson's or whatever. And then when he addressed it, we don't know, but you will not find a classier individual than Jack Edwards, a gentleman and great guy. Just wish him nothing but the best. Bruins broadcast legend right there. Tough to see, but he's in good. He's in good spirits, and that's Jack. That's the guy had a smile on his face basically 24/7. Didn't matter.
No, you're right though, because you got to figure it. From when you're used to the rest of us, when everybody gets to talk and banter and go back and forth quickly, and then everything kind of slows down. It's hard, and especially for being a broadcaster, like you just mentioned, Pete. That when you're used to just being hype and engaging with the fans, 100 yards, and then this happens. I mean, God bless, because it is tough to come out and to mention to everybody what's going on, but at least he's still able to, for his brain to function well, like he said. And with his mouth to work. So even if it's slow, it's so good to hear at least that he's coherent and he's able to understand it. Who knows what the heck is going on as far as with him and the doctors, as he mentioned, but it is good though that at least he does come and say something so that people know exactly what's going on with him.
Yeah, it was great. And I couldn't see that. There was Andy Brickley, who he'd done color commentator for years with. I think Barry Peterson was there. I couldn't see who else. But great stuff by Jack Edwards, and wish him nothing but the best. All right, Angel, let's move on to college football. What a day it was on Saturday for a lot of teams. Some good, some bad, some the same, some of the ugly. James Franklin and the Penn State Nittany Lions cannot get out of their own way. They had 2 times first and goal and could not get it in for touchdowns. It is absolutely unbelievable. But the new poll is out. We're going to start with the Miami Hurricanes for a second here. We're going to go to our friend Josh Prey, and there's 3 videos we're going to play here. But let's go down, Angel. The first one is down after the Seth Engel thing with James Franklin. We'll get to James Franklin under that. But Neyland volunteer pray that Miami Hurricanes winning is not a good thing. We'll get to that, and I'll play that for you in a second. The rankings come out. The College Football Playoff Committee will have their first official rankings coming out tomorrow at 7 o'clock. But the AP Top 25 is out from yesterday. Oregon received number one. They're number one. They get all 62 first-place votes, and rightly so. They went into Michigan and clobbered the Wolverines at the Big House. Oregon is number one. Georgia number two. Ohio State is number three. So those three stay the same. Miami moves up one to number four after their thrashing of Duke. They're actually down by 11 points in this game and then came back and absolutely steamrolled the Blue Devils on their way to a 53-31 win. Cam Ward, 5 more touchdown passes in that one. Number 5 is Texas. 6 is Penn State. They only dropped 3. 7 is Tennessee. 8 is Indiana. How about the Hoosiers moving up? They'll be in the College Football Playoff when it's released tomorrow. They move up 5 spots. Number 9 is BYU. Number 10, dropping 2 spots, is Notre Dame. Number 11 is Alabama. 12 is Boise State. SMU with the thrashing of the Pittsburgh Panthers. Wow. Blew them out on Saturday. They're 8-1. They're ranked 13th. LSU is 14, and Texas A&M is 15, and they got hornswoggled in South Carolina. Everybody on the planet was calling for this upset. Usually when that is the case, I look the other way. It's a game I wouldn't touch. We talked about it with Gabe. He agreed, but, man, South Carolina just crushed Texas A&M. Mississippi is 16. Iowa State 17. Army, they win again despite losing their starting quarterback. They move up 3 spots. They're 8-0. I believe they're the only team in the country that has yet to trail in a game this year. They're 8-0. Clemson loses to Louisville badly at home. They dropped to 8-2. They're going to have a hard time to make the college football playoff. They need to win out and get some help. Clemson drops to 19. Number 20 is Washington State. And then 21 through 25 is Colorado. They move up 2 spots despite not playing. Kansas State 22. Pittsburgh 23. Vanderbilt 24 with another big win there against Auburn. And Louisville moves into the top 25 after their win at Clemson. They're number 25. Just missing out Missouri, South Carolina, Tulane. And there you have it. So the college football playoff poll will come out tomorrow at 7 o'clock, right as the presidential election is going on. I have much more faith, as hard as that sounds, in the committee than I do in either of the candidates running for president. But that's just me. We digress. I might vote for Neil and volunteer pray. All right, here's Neil and volunteer pray, a.k.a. Josh Pray, right here from Southwest Florida. Great comedian, local comedian from Naples, but he's gone viral every week. And we told you about the Hurricanes thrashing, clobbering especially late in the third and fourth quarter, coming back from 11, just steamrolling the Duke Blue Devils. And now he's had to change his name to Neyland Volunteer Pray. Those of you, once again, who don't know the story, he's a big Gator fan after they lost to Tennessee while he was there in Knoxville. He lost a bet, so he changed his name on social media. But here is Josh Pray, a.k.a. Neyland Volunteer Pray, how much he loves the Miami Hurricanes.
You want to know why I'm so stressed? You know what? I told myself I wasn't going to yell. You want to know why it's so stressful that Miami is winning? Because the fans are grown adults. The fans are people with real jobs, with real money, with real bills. This is everything to them. So every time the University of Miami beats somebody, this ain't college students who don't care if they win or lose and all they want to do is go to a party. These are adults who haven't watched Miami win in over 20 years, and now they winning. Duke, y'all had one job. Y'all had him on the ropes. Y'all was Apollo Creed in Rocky Part 2, and he was going to lose, and then all of a sudden, bow. How did this man throw 5 touchdowns and it seemed like he threw? Who is the Italian, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Dominican, Nicaraguan, Mexican wide receiver that y'all got? I'm yelling. As a Florida Gator fan, I want everything in my state to fail but the Florida Gators. But this team down there, and they wore all green. You know what else is all green? Weed. You know what they do with weed? You know how high people gonna get tonight on the Art District in Miami? They gonna be in Wynwood tonight just staring at a wall with nothing on it. And somebody gonna say, hey, que onda, way? What do you see? I see a championship on their way. All right. Que onda, way? Throw up to you because you suck. 305, baby. Pitbull is somewhere right now, writing the word Miami, 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 Arimba, Miami, 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 Miami. And he gonna go platinum doing it. These grown-ass adults. You got black fans and white fans. You got Italian fans and Cuban fans. You got Haitian fans with 26 gold teeth in their mouth. If Miami continues to win Duke, all y'all had to do was do what you was supposed to do. I can't even cheer for my team right. I might have to apply for a job just to calm my nerves. Like I have other responsibilities. Because every time I go on ESPN, you see that stupid, what is this? What does this even mean? I don't know what it means. But it's provocative. Making these videos are making my face fatter. I be doing this to suck my face so I can look skinnier, but Miami has put me in a depressive state where I got no choice but to eat food to feel better. I don't know who y'all got next week, but if y'all need help scouting Miami, just call Josh Bray because we need them to lose, Lord. Lord, you said I can have whatever my heart desires. I just want them to lose. I just want them to lose, like... Just lose. Not even by a lot, a little bit. Just lose a field goal. Just lose, please. I'm begging. Y'all think I'm joking, but I'm dead serious. I need Miami to lose. These adults, please, somebody just beat them, man.
Well, Miami's at Georgia Tech next week. That's a noontime game on ESPN, and they would be looking to avenge the one real bad brain cramp that Mario Cristobal has had since taking over the Hurricanes, which was not taking a knee last year against Georgia Tech. They would have been 5-0. They won that game, if I'm not mistaken. Instead, they go to run the ball. There's a fumble. Georgia Tech goes on to win the game. There will be some sweet revenge next week, and the Yellow Jackets are going to be in some trouble. But you know, he didn't address his Florida Gators this week. They had a chance. They were up 13-6 at halftime against Georgia. I know they lost their quarterback. They ended up losing 34-20, but that game was a winnable game for the Gators, and I'm surprised that he did not go off on them. But I want to get let's do in between right up there from Seth Engel. Here is James Franklin. Then we'll play another Josh Prey video. Got a couple more. Here is Seth. This is James Franklin. Now, I don't know why you do this. I don't know why you do this if you're a coach. We've seen it happen with the pros. We saw it happen. Who was it? A couple with who was it? Last week in the NFL. This is after the game, after Penn State losing again to Ohio State. What else is new? And here it is. He gets into it with the fans. Now, the fan is a little bastard. It's one thing screaming, but when I'll give Franklin credit for this. When he called him out on it, the kid took off and ran up the steps like a little wuss bag. But here's how it went down.
You're going to be man enough to call it. What's your name?
James Franklin says, if you couldn't hear it, it's like, he goes, if you're going to be man enough to call me out, what's your name? And the kid, like a wuss bag, walks up the stairs. What a coward. What an absolute cowardly move that was. But again, this is why you don't address stuff. Now, if we scroll up before we get to another, to Colin Rugg, this is Jason Kelsey, brother of Travis Kelsey, grabs a guy's phone and smashes it to the ground. And here's how and why it went down. And maybe Jason Kelly should have walked away, but you know what? Enough is enough. Enough is enough with this nonsense.
Kelsey.
Hey, Kelsey. How does it feel your brothers is back at
Kelsey, can I get a fist bump? Kelsey, can I get a fist bump?
Oh my God. Yeah?
Give me my phone, Kel. Doesn't even have the respect to call him Jason. Kelsey. You're lucky to turn around and belch you in your little fucking face, ugh, what a piece of shit. Unbelievable. And you know what? I'm glad he did what he did. Hit in the saw, took his phone and smashed it. I am so sick and tired of the small group of fans who think they want their 45 seconds of fame by doing this nonsense, trying to invoke a reaction. Well, they invoked a reaction. You're lucky they didn't punch you in the goddamn face. Good for Jason.
Yep.
Good for him. I'm glad he did it. I really am. I'm glad he did it. I don't know if he's going to get in trouble or what, but he's on McAfee's show a lot. He's on a lot of networks, so he's going to have to address it. I'm sure he will. This was after the Penn State game as well. He was there, but you heard the quote from the kid saying, Travis is a faggot for dating Taylor Swift. And he just, enough is enough. Oh, give me a freaking break. What does that make you a man? That make you a tough guy? Doing that, then you turn around and the real tough guy takes your phone and smashes it into little pieces. It was beautiful. Yep. Absolutely beautiful. Anyway, Rick says ESPN standing behind him. Yeah, I'm sure they are. All right, as Angel's feeling under the weather, but I do want to play a couple more videos, Angel, and then we'll definitely let you go because you've done yeoman's work once again, not feeling at your best. So let's scroll back down or scroll to another video. Neyland Volunteer Prey talks about Tennessee and the incredible light show that goes on at Neyland Stadium.
Oh, jeez.
This is right underneath the Drake May thing. This is another hysterical video by Josh Prey.
I want y'all to imagine aliens coming to Earth because somebody in the galaxy said Earth ain't advanced. And the aliens, the first place they land is Knoxville, Tennessee on game night. And they see this. If you look at this and say to yourself, this ain't technologically advanced, this ain't art, then you a hater. My name is Neyland Volunteer Prey, and I'm a Gator fan, but I give credit where it's due, and I've been giving credit the last 3 years. This is art. This is incredible art. To the band director, to the pyrotechnic people, to the University of Tennessee, to the Tennessee Volunteer fans. I am not a hater. I want everybody to witness this. Do discounts for other fans so they can come to Neyland and learn how to do stuff like this because clearly this stuff like this, Darth Vader put this together. I told myself I wasn't going to yell. Darth Vader put this together. If I saw this as an opposing team, I wouldn't want to play no more. I'd be like, you know what? You got it. We can go play pickleball somewhere. I don't want to do it. If E.T. was trying to phone home and landed in Knoxville and seen this one time, E.T. gonna get on the face. Hey, y'all can leave me down here for the weekend. It's women in leather skirts. And they got a walk-in letter on the damn field that look like more lights than we've ever seen. This is an orange I ain't never seen created. Let's not attack Earth. See you next weekend. VOLS.
Tennessee struggled in the first half. They were down 10-7 to Kentucky and hung on and came back and won 28-18. Is he not the best or what?
Yeah.
Is he not the best or what? I mean, just unbelievable. Let me see what else, if anything. Might have to play one more video from him and then get Angel to go get some a little bit of R&R because he needs it. Let me see if there's anything else new. Let us see here. Anything?
What about the? Hold on. The one. I'll bring this one up because I know we didn't get a chance to with the as busy as we were on Friday. I like the one with the. For the post-Halloween folks about LaMelo Ball.
Oh, yeah, we didn't get to this. This was LaMelo Ball last Thursday on Halloween, walking in. This is before the Celtics beat up on them that night. But this was LaMelo going into the locker room. And go ahead, bro. This is on Halloween Day.
Way up, I feel blessed. Oh, boy, hell no, it's too early for that. Oh my, hey dog. Come on.
Thank God this wasn't a real guy, a real clown.
Yeah.
And clowns freak me out too, especially, Pennywise from It, the Stephen King great book and movie. That book is the only book I ever felt scared after I would go to sleep. And you had to read it in parts because the book is freaking huge. It's bigger than the Bible, for God's sakes. And the movies, not the John Ritter, late great John Ritter, a TV series adaptation, but the movie, with the two-part movie is very, very well done. But LaMelo, what if this was a real guy? Run this again, please.
Bless.
I just like the natural reactions when you get somebody to get scared because what ends up happening, that's the best part. Like you can just play this whole part of it and it cracks me up.
Rick says if clowns freak you out, then Sirianni must scare the hell out of you, Pete. Touche there, Rick M. All right, let's do two more videos, Angel. I just retweeted. You're going to have to refresh. I wanted to get back to the Hurricanes because it's my show. Back to the interview after the game on ESPN. Cam Ward and Xavier Restrepo that Josh Prey was talking about after the game and their big win at home against Duke.
Finishing games, especially in the fourth.
Just the urgency that we have on both sides of the ball. Even with defense, give a couple plays, we got them. We didn't score in the second quarter like we wanted to. They got us. So, I got the right guys skill around me. I got the all-time leading receiver right here. So, I just throw that thing to 7. He going to go get it.
Mr. Dependable, Xavier Restrepo, congratulations. There's going to be a number 1 next to your name, not once, but twice. When you think about your career, how proud are you to be able to accomplish something like that?
It means a lot for sure, but, there's no other guys I'd rather go to war with. Thanks to this guy just getting me the ball and thanks to our O-line. Everything plays a part, I'm just super thankful for the guys I got around me and couldn't do it without them.
Finishing games, especially
great stuff there. And it was also very classy by Manny Diaz. He waited until this interview was over, then he went and congratulated both of them, especially Restrepo because he recruited him. Manny Diaz Restrepo is there because of Manny Diaz, so that was pretty cool yesterday. As you said, in that game, Restrepo became number 1 in receptions, number 1 in yards. All moved and Cam Ward moved into the number 5 spot in the NCAA all-time passing list. Passing Landry Fields, he became the first Miami quarterback with a 400-yard game against Duke. And Restrepo's 146-yard day was the most ever by a Hurricane against the Blue Devils. So again, Miami at Georgia Tech this Saturday at noon on ESPN. Duke makes a short trip up the road to Raleigh to take on NC State as well. All right, Angel, and there's one more video I want to play before we let you go because you got to get some rest. You are just absolutely worn down from a lot of stuff here. And that is another Josh Prey. And this has nothing to do with sports. I don't believe I haven't heard this, but this came out. He did this about an hour ago. This is do not let pretty women buy you coffee.
I am not a coffee drinker. Do not let the cute, nice lady at a Starbucks order your coffee. I just went and dropped my kids off, and I was in line. I walked inside the Starbucks. I was in line at the Starbucks, and the lady was standing in front of me. She was like, "Oh, you smell good. You like a good dad." I said, "Thank you, ma'am." She said, "Let me order your coffee." I said, "Go ahead. I'm not really a coffee drinker, but I need something to wake me up." This lady ordered me a Doppio espresso. I heard the word dope. I'm like, look at her trying to flirt with me. She's trying to get with me. I'm dope. I think she dope. I want the Doppio espresso. I said double whatever she gave me. I just drunk a Doppio espresso. My blood see blood. I've seen heaven. I've seen eternity. I've seen bill collectors coming. I can see the future. A Doppio espresso is stronger than the facial features on Quagmire and Arnold Schwarzenegger having a baby. At this point right now, I don't even think she was trying to kill me. I think she did kill me. I think if I talk too much on a cell phone, I'm going to go through the cell phone like Bill Cosby and ghost that. I don't even know why Starbucks let that be legally allowed. It should be a limit on Doppio espresso. I feel like I could win a marathon. I feel like I am a marathon. I feel like I could walk a marathon. I feel like I want to walk or run to a marathon gas station and get me some gas from a marathon gas station. I feel like a NASCAR driver right now because everything in my life has went left and it ain't no damn stopping. If this was a movie Frozen right now and a little Caucasian child asked me, do I want to build a snowman? Nope, but I want to build a mansion. I want to build a house. I want to build a better life. I want to build my credit score up. I want to build a better bond and relationship with you and your mama. I want to build everything. This is Doppio Express, listen, fellas out there, okay, you know you think women be trying to be cute and women be trying to be nice? We got to watch that because she gave me a Doppio Express where I feel like I can go to my son's school and educate the educator. I feel like I can go talk to the son right now and ask him, why you so hot? It's Thanksgiving. I want to put up everybody's Christmas tree in Florida right now. If you need your house put up in Florida right now, call Josh Pray. I feel like I can eat through a reef right now. I feel like I can eat through every woman on this planet right now. Fellas, if you having trouble getting your woman off, call Josh Pray right now, and I promise you, I start up Doppio Espresso. I gotta go find her again. I probably that was iCarly. I don't know who the hell that was. Was that Marge Simpson? Her hair was blue, or was I start seeing blue? Am I seeing different colors? I need to go home and watch 90 Days Before Marriage, 98's Fiance, Catfish. I need to be a catfish. I want some catfish. I bet catfish tastes absolutely fine if you microwave it without peeling it. What the hell is going on with me? Doppio Espresso, watch it.
Oh my God, I'm laughing so hard. Luna just came over. She just stood there and looked at me for 30 seconds. Like, what are you doing?
Good Lord. I know there are some drinks that'll that'll send you over the edge. That's for damn sure. But holy craps.
Oh my God. He addressed everything there. Holy Jesus. That was funny. Again, that was a Josh Pray, AKA Nealon Volunteer Pray. Some great stuff. All right, we're going to let Angel get out of here. I want to thank you once again. Thanks, Angel. And thanks to Lou DiMuzio, our new sponsor, president and founder of ACE Technology Advisors, for sponsoring the Pete Sheppard Show and across the Coastal Sports Network. You can get in touch with them at 888-599-4223. Check it out at www.acetechadvisors.com. Great new sponsor. So happy to have. Going to get Lou on the air a little bit later on. He's a tremendous sports fan as well. Huge Miami Hurricane supporter. Didn't go there like me, but just always been for life. We're about the same age, so it's been fantastic. Angel, you get out of here and you get some rest. And you really need it. So just block everything. Shut your cell phone off and just go take it easy, my friend. All good stuff. We'll be back here tomorrow. So any last closing comments, Angel? Just you need like 12 hours. Shut the door and go to sleep.
Yeah. Sirianni sucks. Closing words.
You are such a Debbie Downer. And you live with a dynamic Debbie, and you're becoming a Debbie Downer.
Nope, not at all. I even got word from my good friend here. Where's he at? He's got some words too.
Really like to 95, 95.
All right, Angel. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Hopefully, Angel will be in a better mood. I'm going to send him a copy of a nude picture of Nick Sirianni. He can hang it over his bed. All right, everybody, have a great and safe rest of your Monday. We're back tomorrow at 7 a.m. See ya.